Type a num if you understand. I'm going to start teaching you how to receive serves, footwork, and anticipation for returning serves. Wait, what's going on? Is the frog having stomach issues? Brothers, type a num if you understand. Coach Wang is now going to officially start teaching how to return serves. I just mentioned the point of contact and timing for spin. This is very crucial. Specifically, when I cannot attack, how do I use a push to transition? Or how do I transition against topspin when my center of gravity isn't set for how do I manage the transition? This includes the push block as well. If you don't understand yet, keep listening for a while, my friends. I was just explaining the contact point and the direction of force. Now, let's learn the first thing. First, I'll teach you how to judge the ball. Today's lesson is all about long, fast serves, handling long, fast serves, methods for returning them. Take a look at Coach Wang here. First, let me explain what judging really means. You must recognize the state of the center of gravity before contact. The center of gravity and power form before hitting. You need to identify the placement zones. Do you understand what I mean? Watch me serve 2 balls. Cross court, look at my body weight stance. Now look at my down the line stance. What am I doing? The 2 stances are completely different. Here is the first one, my cross court Everyone's serve. Technique might vary slightly. I just want to give you an example. Look at Coach Wang's posture. I'm moving forward left, forward right. When I serve down the line, my center of gravity transition must be much larger. Understand? Good. Thanks for the 2 glasses gifts, Bing. Thank you. Watch Coach Wang serve like a pro. The long serve looks like this. I'm not adding power. I'm serving slowly on purpose. So you can see clearly at the down the line stance. Isn't the transition bound to be much larger? You must judge the zone through the opponent's body form. That's the first step. You must be able to anticipate long serves. What are we usually afraid of when facing long serves? Fans can't distinguish between topspin and backspin. Don't worry about the spin yet. The first thing is anticipation. I'm telling you to anticipate the stance and the zone. Okay? What we fear is being too late, so you must know the zone through their body form first. For example, watch me return a high-quality serve. If the ball speed is too high, you'll be chasing it and won't make it. Do you understand? Coach Lee, serve a couple. Serve to my forehand, guys. If I don't judge the zone and stance beforehand, I'll be chasing the ball, right? Too late. You must watch his center of gravity before contact. Knowing the zone allows you to adjust properly. Do you get it? Identify the stance before the strike, and you'll know the ball zone. Watch, I'll show you his form. I know where it's going without even hitting it. I know before he even serves. Cross court, it's right here. Look again. Thanks for the roses, Fang Fang. Cross court, still cross court. Yes, exactly. Down the line. By his release form and contact timing, I already know the approximate zone. Understood? You guys should try practicing this. Friends, when we receive long serves, we can't wait until this moment to judge. If you wait until the ball crosses the net or bounces, you won't be able to produce a high-quality return. Got it? This is what anticipation Let me return means. A few full Coach Wang serves. Is ready. Serve long. We're teaching long serves today. Watch Coach Wang judge the stance first. See, I've already started moving. Even though he missed that. My bad. Let's go again. Let's do a set for penhold. Backhand? Definitely backhand. Again. Forehand, right? I need to know the zone via his body weight. Friends, I'll show you a slow motion demonstration. The result of late judgment is that I only judge after the ball bounces. Serve anywhere on the table. See? When this happens, your body becomes stiff. If you chase it now, it's impossible to adjust. Don't wait for the ball to land before judging. Yes, to become a master, start with this. Since you play every day anyway, for fitness and fun, start building this habit. Thanks, everyone. Second, let's discuss the principle of positioning. Let's talk about stance. When receiving long serves, one scenario is when I anticipate early and prepare to apply power to the predicted spot. The other is a passive response, chasing the ball. The principle is the same. Regarding positioning for long serves, I'll share a little tip with you. Forget the technique for a second. Learn the principle. The principle of spacing. Better far than near. You know? Remember, better far than near. In other words, prioritize space. For example, normally I step in for a forehand. See my parallel transition to apply power? Right? But when receiving a long, fast serve, remember what Coach Wang says? Within a controllable range, better far than near. I move right back, then apply power forward. Do you understand this form from my back view? Let's see. Please remember my words. Within my controllable range, my stance, footwork, and ball finding form should be better far than near. Let me explain with a simple example. Look at me, everyone. I'll start with a wrong demonstration. Long serve to the forehand. I'm being cramped by the ball. Chasing it, the quality won't be high. I might even lose the point, right? Or give a half-high return. Let's change the form. I step out to the right, giving myself a 1 meter gap. Now, if I step back, I can't reach 2 meters, which isn't good either. Watch. Step out to the right back. Good. Since I moved back right, I now have space to swing. Let me show you more clearly. After creating distance for a medium long ball, don't I have plenty of space? Once I move forward, look at my forward transition. I take a lunge step. That's meeting the ball to combine force. You can't control anything while moving backward. Your power point and center of gravity become uncontrollable. Now, a wrong demonstration for the backhand. When you are moving backward, your center of gravity and hitting form are uncontrollable. Understand? Exactly. You're being jammed by the ball. So here's Coach Wang's trick. As he tosses the ball, I identify the zone. I take a half step back first, but my center of gravity is moving forward. Do you see what I mean? Satu more time. Did you feel that? I wasn't cramped by the ball at all. Penhold style. Got it? I stand further back first to create distance. Then I can meet the ball, meet it quickly. Did you see those two demonstrations? Wasn't that very easy to understand? I'll do one good and one bad again. Bad one first. Thanks for the gifts. Is it obvious? I barely even made that return. Some players don't even understand the spin and just eat the serve directly. It's very common. It's normal. In this state, your stroke and center of gravity are uncontrollable. Leaning backward is typical. Watch Coach Wang again. I take a half step back before the hit. Then I use my center of gravity when moving back to find the spot. Don't lean back. I'll teach you about body weight in a bit. Easy to understand, right? Thanks for the support, everyone. Brothers, the first tip Coach Wang shared is about preparing for long serves. See, initiate movement backward. Xiao Liang, feel my feet? Move back right to find the point. Move back left to find the point. Move straight back to find the point. Do you feel it? Within a controllable range, stay further rather than closer for long serves. That's the first point. That's the first technique. Second technique, remember, didn't you just think, wow? How does Coach Wang combine force? It looks so simple. I'll share the second tip with you. Sharing the second tip for members. To produce a high-quality return against long serves, there is a trajectory for the arm and center of gravity. Look at this, brothers. Once your footwork is correct, don't be afraid of the ball. Coach Lee, serve a fast, long one to the forehand. This ball could travel 2 meters out. It's a long, fast serve. The longer it is, the easier it is to use. If you want the ball to obey you, we need the principle of combining force I often teach. I've taught it for both forehand and backhand, right? We need a back-to-front transition. Look at my timing. Serve a long one. Back to front, then meet the ball. Combine force, only then will it obey. It listens to you. Cross-court is cross-court. It only obeys when you've combined the forces. What is Coach Wang's main point? Never use a down-to-up transition. Second tip, never use a down-to-up swing trajectory. Don't think you are slow. Long serves often feel fast. Your first thought is, Oh, I'm too slow. But do not use a down to up transition. Avoid that upward swing path. Let me do a wrong demonstration. Serve a long one. It bounces deep. I use a down to up. Look at my hitting form. First, I lean back. Second, the return will definitely be half high. Even if I'm not cramped, it'll still be high. Did you see that? My swing trajectory went down to up. Here's the trick. The second key tip is the back to front motion. Combine force with the ball. The longer the serve, the easier it is to borrow power. When you borrow power, the spin is actually weaker. Hit it at the early peak moving forward. At the peak or just before, the spin once it reaches the falling stage, the spin becomes much stronger. At that point, remember what I said? I'll ask Coach Lee to serve a fast backspin. When facing a fast backspin, just remember this. If it hits the net, adjust from the middle downwards. I'm talking about the contact point on the ball. I move back to front, move back to front. If you want to return like a pro, remember this. If I want to hit the ball with backspin, for instance, I move back to front. Look. This is a back to front motion from the inside. We hit the middle or middle lower part of the ball. The more it hits the net, the more you adjust downwards. Conversely, adjust the contact point upward. Always remember the keyword. Then adjust the contact point. Lee, let's go. Back to front motion. It must be back to front. First was adjusting the stance. Second is the back to front motion. I'll show you the technique in a second. Fast backspin. Watch me. Oops, sorry. See that? Quality returns only come from a back to front motion. Once you go down to up, you're in trouble. Back to front, I hit the middle. If it hits the net, then I hit the middle lower part. Penhold here. Understand? Now a forehand demonstration. The key point for forehand, back to front motion. Don't tell me if it's topspin or backspin. I'll show everyone how I adjust. Watch. Back to front first. Backspin. It's backspin, I can tell. I just hit the net. So I adjust downward. Still back to front, but brushing the middle lower part. Serve another backspin. Back to front. Back to front, brushing the middle lower part. Now side topspin, brothers. Still back to front, but brushing the middle upper part. Wait, that wasn't for me. Thanks for the support. Middle upper part. There it is. Welcome to the fan group. This was the second technique. The first was footwork. Staying further rather than closer, right? Second is the motion for long serves. The back to front swing. If you're still a bit nervous during the back to front motion, just add a bit more friction. That will help you transition. I was using full power just now.